Hello everyone and welcome back to IMO Reviews. Today we are discussing A Complete Unknown. For those of you who don't know, A Complete Unknown is the new biopic of Bob Dylan, played by Timothee Chalamet. And I don't know about you, but I for one have just had it up to my back teeth with biopics at the moment. There's far too many out there. There seems to be about 4 released a year, and they seem to give it to absolutely anybody. Give it a decade and Barry Scott, the Sillet Bangman, will have a bloody biopic. And they're all just so damn repetitive. A talented person who came from the gutter has a great talent that's suddenly discovered, and they hit the heady heights of fame, although they might not be able to quite cope with it, as their blossoming career suddenly plummets dramatically, only for it to be rescued right at the end by their own inner will. It's the same fucking movie over and over and over again. Half of the time they're not even factually accurate because these celebrities are so scared to have their good name tarnished. And if they're not doing that, they're just perfectly replicating real things in history that we could just, rewatch on YouTube for free. They're just such pointless and meaningless endeavours. So I went into A Complete Unknown really unenthused, to be brutally honest with you. But it is my job, to be fair. I had to give it a chance. And on the positive side of things, I think the performances in A Complete Unknown are actually very good. I was sceptical about Timothee Chalamet being Bob Dylan. I kind of felt that they picked him because he's just the man of the hour at the moment. But credit where it's due, Chalamet is very good here. I think he's done a fantastic job with the voice. Bob Dylan's voice is a very odd one to replicate, and yet he's pretty close to the mark here, both in dialogue and in singing. I also really liked Edward Norton here. It's been a while since I've seen him, but damn, has he still got it. I thought his character was interesting and I thought he portrayed it fantastically. I also like the way that they just let the music breathe, especially in the first half of the film. They put you right back into the early roots and dawn of this type of music being born, and you get to hear different influences, styles and names that were vitally important to the overall sculpture of this landscape of music. It does present it with an awful lot of love for the art form. I also enjoyed the way that they explored his love life. It's not something I actually knew all that much about, but it probably was the most fascinating aspect of these characters, at least for me. There's one scene in particular where I'm not giving too much away, but they are forced to sing a song together, and the emotion and the pure feeling between the two, the chemistry, it is bursting off the screen. It's really well done. I have to admit, for a vast majority of this movie, A Complete Unknown was actually pleasantly surprising me. But, yeah, you knew it. There were just a handful of complaints that I came away with, unfortunately. For starters, personally, I way prefer the first half of this movie to the second half. Where the first half felt a bit different and innovative, the second half seemed to just fall right down all of the cliches and traps that these biopics consistently do. It did start to follow that boring, monotonous routine that I spelt out for you at the beginning of the video. And it's so unnecessary. I really did feel all of the energy and momentum just leave the room at one point in the film. I can't quite put my finger on it, but it suddenly got very obvious and boring, and I'm just waiting for you to go through the motions now. And in that waiting, it also turns out to be far too long. I can't remember the exact runtime. It's a little over 2 hours, I want to say. Gotta be honest, it felt like 2.5. That second half is just so obvious and cliche that it ends up becoming quite forgettable. It does end up falling into the same category as all of those other biopics. Nothing that remarkable stands out about it from the rest of the crowd. If you're a big Bob Dylan fan, then sure, maybe that will be the saving grace for you. But I can't just sit here and solidly say that you all have to rush out and see this. You don't. I think that this would serve way better in the comfort of your own home, where you can pause it, get up, put the kettle on, all those good things, and just enjoy it for what it is. Because it is absolutely fine. Did what it needed to do. I enjoyed aspects of it. Performances and music are the big standouts for me, really. That is about it, to be honest. It's quite unremarkable, unfortunately. And I'm going to give A Complete Unknown a 6 out of 10. Thank you for watching this review. Please be sure to hit that like button and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and please do hit the comment section as well. Have you seen A Complete Unknown? What did you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below. And of course, if you haven't had enough of this crazy ginger, we can always click on these suggested videos right here and get yourself lost in an IMO wormhole. But if not, take care, and I look forward to seeing you on the next review.